the 2025 school year officially started on Wednesday, but sadly some parents and their children are in limbo as they're still struggling to get placements. Some parents in Gauteng say they had received placements for their children but were turned away on the first day for numerous reasons. They say their children are being failed by the Department of Basic Education, who place their children at schools outside their area. Parents seeking spaces for their children have been lining up at the Teachers Centre in Mamelodi, east of Pretoria, and this comes despite the department's introduction of an online admission system for grades 1 and 8. Let's stay with us and get the very latest now. We speak to Matome Chiloane, who is the Gauteng Education MEC, who joins us live now for an update. MEC, good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. So what's the latest?
Good evening to you and good evening to your viewers. Where we are in terms of the situation in the areas that you've identified, such as Mamelodi, and I saw that you showed a video of Gauteng in North. The situation is calmer. We are resolving as speedily as possible the issues that the parents have brought to us. And so, as things stand, we should be able to resolve it very soon, within the 10 days that we've allocated ourselves as a system to stabilize. So we have dealt with all of the majority of these issues that parents are bringing. In terms of late application, we're sitting at around just over 28,000. We will consolidate, of course, later on today for a new update, because then when parents are applying on the system. So we are comfortable as the way things are moving, that in no time, within the 10 days, we should have really resolved the concerns of majority of these parents that we see in our office.
Okay, I'm going to get to what the parents are saying in just a moment. I want to stay with something that you just said. 28,000 late applications. Will you be able to also be done with this in 10 days?
Yes, the late application should be done immediately, because how the system works on the late application, you can only apply to a school that is available with space. So as a parent, once you go and apply for a particular school, and that school you see with space, automatically your child is placed there. So there is no need for you to go to the district. You just have to go to the school and get the necessary documentation that you then have to fill, and the child is in school. That's all. So the 28,000, the way the system works on the late application, they are already placed.
Yeah.
So yes.
So what are some of the issues that the parents are raising with you?
There's quite a number of them. First of all, of course, there are those that still don't want the schools that we have offered. And these are from the initial 325,000. But we're engaging the parents with that as well. We are trying to show them and actually demonstrate that we are not placing their child at a school that is reasonably far and not create support for them. So we are finding each other. So I think that with those parents, we should be coming to an end very soon with the appeals. And other ones in between grades, 2 to 7, 9 to 12. And those are the people who have come from other provinces in migration, bringing their kids into the province. Others in the movement from maybe a job, parent gets a job from Pretoria to the Valley area, then the child needs to move into the... So there are those.
Yeah.
But also there's a new phenomenon that we have seen now, especially the current outcomes of the matric results. Some matriculants want to move from their school at grade 12 to a school that maybe achieved 100% pass rate. But it's something that we've managed quickly.
Yeah, and just speaking right on that point, there are some parents, though, who are raising a concern to say that in some of these cases, their children are being placed in schools that are poorly performing, and they're concerned about the academic performance of their children. That is why, in some of these cases, they would want their children to be moved because they want them to go to schools that are performing better.
That's the engagement that we're having with them, to say we are pulling underperforming school up. Statistically, in the previous academic year, we're sitting with around 57 schools that were underperforming. We have reduced that number to 32 in this academic year, and we're looking to reduce it over a period of time to all of them, to move all our numbers up, and to show that this is actually working. We have a district that now recently became the #1 best performing district in the country. The lowest performing school in that district got 88.4% matric pass rate. So literally the whole district is a performing district, irrespective of the condition. I'm talking about Brandvisha area where there's zamazamas. There's a school where zamazamas are all over, to a point where they even broke in with pangas, trying to disturb the examination, and were able to subdue them very quickly. That school produced 100% pass because of the commitment that we have done and intervention we've put in place to secure the learners and the school in its entirety. So this is what we're appealing to the parents, that we are actually working on a daily basis to ensure that we get all our schools right. We know that those that are not performing and underperforming schools get extra attention, extra intervention, and actually customized intervention to suit that school so that we can pull it out of that situation into a performing school.
But how do you allay the concerns of a parent who says that, yes, you say you're putting systems in place, but the school is still performing poorly? So how do I, as a parent, then come and trust the fact that come the end of the year, my child is going to perform better, regardless of what I'm seeing in front of me? How do you begin to do that? Because they feel like that is gambling, actually, with their children's future.
No, we will never gamble with the future. Remember, these children are not only their future, it's the future of us as a nation as a whole. So we have a responsibility to protect them, everyone. Just to say, it takes a village to raise a child. So we're part of that village. Now, what we've done, for example, there are schools that were underperforming because of leadership. In most cases, the school underperforms because of leadership. And where we find that the leadership is a problem, we even move the principal himself or herself out of that school, bring in a leader that can actually get schools right. And we have seen that amongst that formula and also other interventions in terms of the school support, capacitation of educators, and other, if it's a high-risk school at risk, we put security, we put other safety measures in place, we align them with partners who want to work with us as a province to get the school. So it's comprehensive that we put a package we put in place for these schools together. So parents can be rest assured that we know all our schools in Gauteng are a priority and they receive our maximum support and attention.
So by when will all the children be placed in schools?
Look, we're dealing with it on a daily basis. Like I said, the first 10 days is the space that you give yourself as a department, and this is a national standard. So in the first 10 days, that's when we know we'll be dealing with those small issues, or maybe new learners coming in, maybe there's a shortage of school furniture, where there's a shortage of stationery. So that first 10 days, we utilize it as an opportunity to bring in the system and stabilize it. So after 10 days, from the 15th, which is yesterday, we can come back and have this conversation. I can tell you the picture will be quite different.
Okay, MEC, let's have a conversation in 10 days then and see how things are going. Appreciate your time. That was the Gauteng Education MEC Matome Chiloane.